So welcome to Game Plan Sunday. Today is March 22, 2020. Had a pretty rough week in the markets. As you guys know, we had the feds that did all their emergency rate cuts over the weekend. Was a Saturday and Sunday. They also canceled their meeting Wednesday because they already did everything they could. As you guys understand, we're at a historical moment right now. We're in a Black Swan event. This is like a once in a lifetime event. We haven't seen anything like this ever in our lifetime. So don't let anybody fool you and say that they know what's going to happen, how it's going to turn out. Doesn't matter how many years they traded. This right here is, it's crazy right now what's happening. And we're just at the beginning stages. And so I know a lot of people are very antsy right now about, looking for positions to buy. What should I buy? Can I buy this, that, the third? You got to remember we're at the beginning of the new phase at this new bear market that we're entering into right now. We are in a recession right now, and more than likely we're going to head into a depression. And so we've been calling this for a very long time. You guys know we've been talking about the yield curve inverted March of last year. I know there's a lot of doomsday people that's out there that's been calling for it. I'm not a doomsday guy. I'm a trader myself. And so I like when the markets are positive. So normally I am a bull, okay? And I am a bull, basically. However, being a student to the game, not everybody that's in finance understand the economics. And you don't have to. And that's a cool thing, right? You don't have to know everything to make money in the markets. So yeah, you have people that make money all the time and they don't understand these things. For me, I would like to be a master of money. I want to know it all. And so that's what I've been spending all these past years studying everything. The markets is so convoluted. This is the most complicated thing ever in life. I have no idea who created it, how and why they created it, but I haven't seen anything that's remotely even close to the markets. It's so convoluted. Nobody really knows what's going on. It's so many moving parts, but they're all connected. Everything is connected. The stock market, the economy, currencies, people, workers, demographics, right? Age groups, all these things we're all moving. And that's why I call it the matrix. Anybody hear me talk, I always tell you, we live in a matrix. And I say we live in a matrix, like, yeah, you're in a controlled world, you're in a controlled environment. And it's not that somebody's controlling you, holding a gun to your head. It's just the free will. It's a gift and a curse. And so what they seek out to do is to actually influence your decisions. And then, because that's why the brain is so important. If I can influence your mind, the body is slave to the mind. So always guard and protect your mind, and don't be a sheep. There's a lot of sheep that's trying to wake up now. They're a little too late to the game, right? In my inbox, I've been getting, crazy people just in my inbox often. You guys know we had Wallstreet Jackboyz for we got 3 years now. I think, in fact, this is our anniversary or so this month. So 3 years now we've been out here on the web and people have been ignoring. So now they want to show up when crisis hit and their 401ks have been depleted, 50%. I got people that's losing, massive amounts of money in their 401ks right now. And they're sitting ducks because they don't even know what to do, right? And so that's why it's important that you guys learn these things so that you can understand how to navigate. And everybody is different, okay? Every individual is different as a fingerprint, okay? And so you can't try to copy and be like everybody else. You and we can't trade like Warren Buffett. And I know people like to look up those guys. This guy's been in the game longer than I've been born, okay? He can hold Kraft Heinz until this shit go to fucking 2, okay? Or whatever, because he's been holding from the beginning. So you can't, I'm trying to trade like this person, trade like this person. I don't even want you to trade like me. And I may not be your final teacher. What I do is provide you the framework. I provide you the wisdom to cut some, pain and some years off your hands, okay? So that you can learn this stuff faster, you can learn it better without having to go through piling through all the books and all this other, crap. All right. We try to give you the shortest framework so that you can understand this stuff. The financial markets and the economy is like two different things, right? But it's a lot that's going on. You got people that's working in banking that don't even understand what's going on. That's why in '08, when you had the housing crisis, you saw everybody walking out with their boxes as they was getting fired, losing their jobs. Everybody got laid off, right? And a lot of stuff that's happening right now is a lot of people are confusing what we're going through right now with the 2008 Great Recession, when we had President Obama that took over the recession. A lot of people think that this event is the same thing as that. And so it didn't last too long, right? You had the downturn, and then we turned back around, and here we are, these euphoric highs that we've been at, and people thinking that, okay, it's going to get back there. No, this is different. Every recession is a different recession, okay? You got some that's inflationary, deflationary, hyperinflation, all these different things. This is like the economic side of it, and that a lot of traders don't understand, okay? Again, you don't have to know these things to make money, okay? Anybody can luck up and make money in the markets. That's like easy. But if you want to be a student of the game, we're all in class right now. We're all learning right now, right? So as this take place and unfold, we're learning. However, there are some geniuses out there who's done the research, who's laid out the foundation, and I've been studying them. And so when I'm speaking about my outlook on this is from the trainings, the knowledge I have, and then I'm assessing and I'm looking at it and I'm taking the information that I've gathered and I'm able to pinpoint certain things. So back in March, when we talked about the recession to come, we were on recession March then, and then back again in September because it popped out of inversion. The Fed started shooting liquidity in the markets. Then that was the huge sign of weakness when the banks were running out of money. That was in September, and we saw the market rise when the Feds jumped in and started shooting liquidity, and then it basically back inverted again. And so we've been on this recession watch, and it just took a pin to pop the bubble because they popped up these bubbles with so much craziness, asinine debt levels that we have right now. It's out of this world, and we've been at these levels crazy. These companies are not even making that much money. You got to understand when you're buying these stocks, you're buying stocks on companies that in hopes that they're going to return value in the future, right? And so you're thinking, I'm getting a deal because I'm going to buy it today, and this company's going to continue to return value to me in the future. These companies, they haven't been making that kind of money. And so we've been seeing these crazy new highs in the midst of all of this. And that's why since the end of January, I've been telling, everybody that we're in treacherous waters right now. I know the markets is hitting crazy new highs, but there's no fundamental reasons for it. And so for that reason, I had to err on the side of caution. I didn't know what the pin was going to be. But as I look on my my wall here, January 21st was my first time making note of the coronavirus. So that's the first time it popped up on my radar, the coronavirus, since January 21st. I had, that was on a Tuesday. On a Wednesday, I had phase one trade deal. Markets was going crazy because Trump passed the phase one of the trade deal. Markets was going high off of hopes of a trade deal that hasn't even gone through. And then Thursday, there was the USMC trade deal that he broke through as well. The markets went crazy on all these new highs. So that was an interesting thing because I didn't even think about it as we're going through this now. Look at the board, and I'm looking at the board and I see that I had the coronavirus up there. We also had the World Economic Forum. We had all those things, and I had it on my board, but sometimes I like to reference some of those things. And so January 21st, we knew about the coronavirus. At least Wall Street did. But the markets hasn't sold off until now. It's March. It's months later. Okay. Everybody's panicking now. At first, nobody was panicking. Nobody didn't care about it. Right. But it was a couple weeks ago, Russia basically pulled a plug on the whole oil situation with OPEC and said, F America, Saudi Arabia. Right. Because they're trying to, stop the oil situation. They're going to keep on, producing all this crazy oil. You have oversupply. And so what we're seeing right now, and that was the thing that made the market start crashing. That's when the market started crashing. I got the dollar up right now. Let me go to the charts real quick and pull up the yes. So once that happened, the market started tanking, falling, crazy, right? Here we are live right now. As soon as I, pop my station up here before we got set up, I got the notification that futures markets 5% limit down, right? And here we go right here, falling under the floor of my Fibonacci. You see how this stuff behaves. The stock charts behaving to my Fibonacci levels. This was the halt on Friday, perfect halt. Okay. These levels are always there before the moves happen. You got to understand in the stock market world, you got to know how it's going to move or have some kind of idea how it's going to move so that you can get in before the move comes and you make your money by being in before, the move. So all this was already there. It hit those levels. Here we are right now to speak live. Futures market is down right here and they're at a halt. As you guys see, it's not even moving. Those numbers, they're not even moving. You see, they're paused. The markets is open, but they're paused because it's too much selling. Okay. So it's a lot of selling right now. People are getting the hell out of Dodge. They are trying to get out of equities. They don't want to really exacerbated, but everybody named Mama is trying to get out, and that's why we're having this liquidity crunch. Okay. So basically, oh, thank you, Ron, for sending that over. So basically, with everybody, rushing to try to hit the exit, we're having, a lot of pain in the markets. With that pain coming in the markets, what we have is happening is that these, when the stocks are falling like this, these managers, these fund managers, money manager guys, a lot of these people buying stocks off of margin, off of debt. They don't have the capital to cover the margin. And so what they've been doing is they've been having to sell their gold and silver to raise cash to cover this. And so, excuse me, normally in a time when you see the markets go down, smart money goes into safe havens. What's good, Dustin? I see you, my man. I just want you to know I see you here. So you end up seeing smart money goes into safe havens like gold and silver, right? Because that's a store of value and it's real money, versus the paper money that we use, which is currency. So we wrote an article a while back here on that, just so you guys can get familiar. In fact, let me just pull that up while I got the site. Anybody that's new here, just take the time to go to the website, which is Wallstreet Jackboyz. Let's see if I can pull it over. Here we go. Wallstreet Jackboyz. It's been a while since I wrote this stuff. I was trying to educate you guys, get you guys familiar. If you go back through all these articles, there's so much wisdom in there. Go and read it. But this gold is real money article right here. It's right on the website. It's wallstreetjackboyz.com/blog. I'll drop the link over here for you guys on the YouTube so you can check that out. And you can copy it, save it, whatever. But that's a really good article. That's the blog. So all the articles are here. But this will teach you about money. Okay. So I don't have to go through it. We're not going to go through it tonight. But understand that gold is real money, and gold and silver, basically. So these are good things. Really good stuff. It's a short article, but it's it's value packed to the max. So definitely check that out. And this is the website, Wallstreet Jackboyz. For you guys who haven't subscribed, make sure you go there to subscribe. All right. So let me put that out the way real quick, because you see where we are with that. All right. So when we see all the selling happening, we start seeing gold sell off, right? So here go the gold chart. This is the gold chart right here. And as you guys can see on the gold chart, that it sold off as well with the markets, right? It doesn't look as bad as equities, which is good, right? So it's not selling off as hard as equities, but it's still sold off. When it normally you think that it will pop up, it should go up. Instead, it ended up going down, right? And we're right here at the 50 moving average right here at this zone. And so we'll see how gold performs this week. Will it solidify within its range, or would it come down even further? That's something that we are yet to see. However, this is paper gold, just so you guys see. This is the futures market. This is not physical gold. There's a difference, okay? So another thing before I get up to that, I want to show you guys silver. So we had a crash in silver this past week, right? And this is the weekly chart. We saw silver come all the way down crazy, right? And so why does silver come down like this? And I just told you, all this money, all the margin calls, these guys, they need cash, and there's a shortage of cash, not enough. So not by choice, but by force, they had to sell their gold and silver to raise the cash to cover the margins. That's why we have this sharp sell-off. Gold is not as sharp, and silver is sharp. Silver basically crashed. But if I ask you guys a question, let me ask you a question. If you had to cover some debt that you owe, and you don't have any cash currency, but you have gold and you have silver, which one do you actually buy? I mean, which one do you sell? Right? What do you sell? Do you sell your gold first, or you sell the silver? Which one do you sell? Give me 1 second. I'm going to let y'all answer that real quick. I'm going to let y'all answer that real quick. Do you sell gold first, or you sell silver? All right, gang. Here I go. I'm back. So everybody say silver. That's right. you sell the silver first, right? Makes sense. You know, you're going to sell the silver first. So that's why we see silver has sold off sharply, basically crashed to historical lows. All right. What I want to do is take you guys back here. Let's go on a monthly chart. Okay. So guys, I want you guys to see this real quick. Here we go. All right. So this is the levels on silver. That's not the straightest line, but hey, you get the point. So from this line, 2009, 2008 is 2009 time frame. Silver hasn't been this low since the crash, or excuse me, the recession of 2008, the Great Recession. So anybody who was a buyer in silver anytime after 2009 have now lost money because it's the lowest level. This is a historic low. So interesting thing is that this is what I was doing this week. Okay. Because I was like, what is going on with, silver and gold, but silver really stood out to me. Right. And silver never really moved up with gold as strong as gold did. It hit this, this little cap up right here, it went sideways, and then we got that break. Boom. All right. Now it's at this level here, this floor. But anybody who was a buyer of silver, okay, after this time frame, have now lost money because it's down here, right? So if you're holding, what you're supposed to do this is catch it at that high, boom, sell off, right? That's the way you're supposed to do that. Anybody who's buying on the way down, you are significantly losing money, right? So the way that silver and gold is, if you read the article, silver and gold, they will never go to zero. They will always have value. It's always a demand for silver and gold. We need it for all kinds of things, right? Versus your paper money. There's no need for the paper money. You put water on it, it's useless. You put it on fire, it's useless. You do that to gold and silver, they will forever work. Okay, so I understand that. But because we hit these lows, I wanted to get my hands on silver. So this is what I was doing this week because those prices are crazy low. And what we know is that gold and silver is protection from inflation, which, if the price, if they put more money in the system, print more money, the currency gets devalued. Smart money buys gold and silver to protect, they get real money, which is gold and silver, to protect from inflation, right? But that's another interesting scenario about that, right? So let me just show you what I was looking at. Okay, when silver crashed and hit this bottom here, and it tested this bottom all week, and it has not breached that level. I identify that as a floor. And so on, was it Wednesday, Thursday? So on Thursday, I got this buy trigger to get in. This floor looks pretty solid. And so I like it. Again, this is the lowest price on silver and since 2008, okay? Hasn't been this low. And so I wanted to see if I can get my hands on some silver. We're not talking about the contracts. We're not talking about the stocks. I'm talking about physical silver. This is physical silver. You guys can get your hands on some of this right here. So we wanted to see if we can get our hands on some of this, right? And when I looked, there was no silver available, right? So this is an interesting thing because the demand, the price is down this low, but the demand is astronomical. You can't find silver anywhere in the freaking country right now, right? Silver, because smart money understands how this is going to work. So everybody's out there buying the silver. So when I identified the support down here, I went on a hunt to try to find some silver. Shout out to my man, Sean Savage, who hooked me up with his dealer, Scottsdale, because they actually had the silver. And I'll drop you guys the link for that. Again, I don't get paid for this, but I'm just telling you, this is because I'm a buyer, so I'm participating, okay? So that's what I was looking at, trying to get my hands on some silver. Now, the crazy thing is, as soon as I saw this chart and everything, it was a no-brainer for me to go ahead and get involved. So I actually went ahead and ordered from the other companies like SD Bullion, JM Bullion. I already ordered from them, but I'm on back order because they don't have it. And we have to wait for them to get it. So I'm not going to be able to get my hands on that silver until the end of April, right? But you want to go ahead and lock in the rates. So I went ahead, to lock in my rate. So I got the rates. I got the product. I just have to wait to get it from them. But Scottsdale have it, which that was a really great, move. Glad we can tap into resources. That's why it's good to know other people who know stuff, right? We just had Ron is over there telling me about, a place that he was able to get some 9mm rounds. We'll talk about that here in a second too, so you guys can understand. So yeah, you got to get in because everybody understands how real money works. So everybody basically, buying up all the silver. So my other mans, I put all my people on, you know how it goes. You put your people on first, let them know, hey, this is a good deal, great deal, right? And one of my guys is silver. His family, that's what they do. They trade, so they hoard silver. They're silver hoarders, and they've been doing it since slavery, actually. And they've been able to generate a lot of wealth in their family. This is one of my good friends. But he was saying how his grandmother built his father and his uncle's lives with silver. Bought houses and all kind of stuff. They've been hoarding it since slavery, right? So it's a family thing. So one of my mans contacted him. He contacted me. He was like, what's the price on silver? I told him it's like $12 at the time. You got to see my chart. It was like $12 down here, 11 and some change. But just round up, say about $12. And he was like, you lying. Get the F out of here. I was like, no, this is how much silver is. He was like, no, you lying. He stopped everything he was doing. He's like, I'm going to call all my brokers because they got, people out in Europe that they trade with and everything. And I was like, well, hey, if you can get your hands on something, let me know. And, we'll go from there. So the next day, he hit me up. He was like, yo, I'm at the spot in the hood and they got silver. I was like, you lying, right? Just like he told me. He was like, nah, they do have it. But there's a line wrapped around the building. So, don't let the line discourage you from going in because the line wrapped around the building is for guns and then the line for ammo. He said, just go to the front, tell them you want silver. And that's what I did. I went immediately. And the funny thing is that the place here where I'm at, it's a place called Hyatt's. And I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. So this place is off of Wilkerson Boulevard in the hood. Okay, somebody just got popped in the ambulance over there. I mean, this is the hood, okay? Yeah, you get shot in broad daylight over here, right? So, I'm not even nowhere near this, but I went down there because they had it. And so I'll go down there. I'm in the hood. And there was a line wrapped around, two lines wrapped around the building. You couldn't even get in there. And, people looking at me all screw face like, how's he able to get in there? Because they don't know that the place got the gold and silver, or they know, but they don't understand the value of gold and silver, right? But meanwhile, the whole week we've been shopping trying to find silver. And I live in, I guess the prestigious area of Charlotte and Valentine. But there's nobody who has silver anywhere around. I call all the pawn shops, call everybody that was like sold out, been gone, just gone. Can't get your hands on it. But the hood had silver, okay? Real silver. Umar, you in Charlotte? Wilkerson Boulevard, Hyatt's, better go in there and get it before they sell out because they are getting ready to sell out. But it's amazing to me because most people that's in the hood don't really actually know about gold and silver. So it kind of makes sense that they have gold and silver because, I guess the Hasidic people ain't trying to go over in the hood afraid they're going to get shot or something. And so when I go in there, yeah, they got the vaults with the silver and gold and stuff in there. But it's just a good deal, right? I had this conversation with my kids. My kids, they like playing Fortnite video games. And if y'all got kids, you already know. They like buying V-Bucks and all this other stuff. And, I forget how much the V-Bucks cost, but it's nothing. It's just skin in a video game that means nothing. And they constantly ask for money. So I tell my kids, teaching them about this gold and silver stuff. And I was like, well, the price of silver, it was like $11, almost $12 when we had this discussion this week. $12 for an ounce silver. And so, they couldn't believe it. My sons was like, what? I was like, yeah, you need to buy some silver. That's up to you, right? You want V-Bucks, you want silver, right? You want hard assets or you want, I guess, video game, rewards, right? Because you can store this as a value of money will never lose its value, right? And so, I mean, $12, who would pass up on that, right? Anybody that's poor, this is poor man's gold. You can afford this. So it's an affordable thing to do. So anyway, this is what I've been, buying this week. This is what I've been actually piling up in. And again, this could go down, right? And I am totally perfectly fine with it going down because I got the best deal in the past freaking, over 10 years, right? Than anybody else. And it's going to go up. There may be some manipulation in the meantime because the paper silver is not reflecting the real silver. The real silver, you can't get your hands on this. You understand? So this is the best bang for your buck right now. People are asking, what stock should I buy? Should I buy Boeing? Should I buy American Airlines? Those companies, they're down there to bargain. So once you learn, the financial markets, one of the first things that you learn is that companies could go to zero, right? So how do you know if you have, why do you know if you're buying a company at a discounted rate, right? Because it is cheaper than what you're used to, but does it mean that the stock cannot fail to go to zero? Remember, stocks is a risk asset class. It's risk because it could go to zero, okay? And we're at the beginning of a recession, depression. Companies are going to go to zero. So right now, as I told you guys, anybody can go back and look at any of my previous Game Plan Sundays. In fact, I did an impromptu video Wednesday or Thursday this week. And I wanted to get out there more for you guys. But again, I'm a family man. I got kids. I got to take care of my people first. So that's why I didn't go every day like a lot of other people are. I would like to, but we don't make enough money at Wallstreet Jackboyz to do that, right? I fund that from my own capital to teach you guys, right? So anyhow, that is what it is, right? These companies, they can go to zero, and you're at the beginning of a recession, depression. That means that we have more pain to go. So right now is still not the time to be buying stocks, So I just want to get that out the way because I know a lot of people have been asking me, a lot of people in my inbox asking, what should I buy? I just told you guys what I'm buying. I just showed you one of my rolls. In fact, they are limiting the amount of silver that you can actually buy. I got some Silver Eagles as well. On the Silver Eagles, they are limiting the amount that you can actually buy because there's a shortage. You can't get your hands on it. And the crazy thing is, while I was in there getting my silver, there was a guy that was on the phone calling in trying to order 1,000 Silver Eagles. Okay. And you're going to pay a premium for it. You're going to pay a little more because of the shortage, right? So anytime you see there's a huge demand, we have buyers. The demand is there. So the paper price is temporary. This thing is going to spike up. It's going to go up. And this is a steal. So this is what I'm buying. And again, this is not a recommendation. I'm just showing you guys what I'm actually buying. And so if you want to know what's a good deal, this is a good deal. Okay. So that's what I'm just showing you guys. That's what I was focusing on this week. And the markets are going haywire. Lots of volatility. The volatility levels are still astronomically high. These fund managers, they're so big, they're offloading their positions, trying to get the hell up out of here. Week over week, it takes time for this to go through. So with that being said, let's go back to the equity side. Excuse me. Let me see. Let me actually, while that's loading up, let me see what you guys talking about on the YouTube side. Trade future options. Okay, seasonality, gold token, options to see real live, no demo trading. Okay, silver, smart to do a call option on silver. This dude just blocked him. Mickey Monday because, okay, somebody's like arguing. Okay, so again, just like Facebook, you have garbage on YouTube, I see. Your son asked you to buy some V-Bucks every week. Xavier, yeah, exactly. So your son asks you to buy V-Bucks every week. Meanwhile, he can be, building a storehouse of wealth for himself in the future right now for $12 freaking dollars. It's cheaper than V-Bucks. I don't even know how much V-Bucks. I think when I load up the kids, it's about $25 or something. Your kids can have 2 ounces of silver, and for every V-Bucks. Why not do that, right? That's what smart money does. Okay. I told you, this is a family tradition for them. His grandmother's been doing this, his great grandmother's since slavery, and it's passed as a family thing. And that's what they do. And so anyway, that's how I was able to find that deal out in the hood. So if you guys on the Facebook, on our website, if you guys on our website, And this is what I'm gonna actually challenge you guys with doing on the website. You guys know we have the forums. And maybe we'll create in fact, that's what we'll do. We'll create a forum that encompasses, deals that's out. And you guys, again, this is our community, where we'll drop in any information that you guys have out there connects to buy. And I'll drop my links. I'll create the one group here tonight. Actually, I drop some links in there. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, where you get who we're ordering from, where we're able to get the good deals, we're able to get our hands on the stuff. You'll get the links in here. Another thing is that people are buying guns and ammo like the end of the world is coming, right? And so it's not about a right or a wrong thing. It's just that with the marketplace, the market rules, right? And so when people are buying guns and ammo, okay, like it's the end of the world, what are they preparing for, right? I told you guys all the previous sessions, this thing is really bad. You haven't seen the layoffs yet, right? When you see the layoffs, I mean, people, listen, this thing is so bad, okay? This thing is so bad. We have Bill Ackman, the golden boy of Wall Street, call up CNBC damn near crying, just telling people to get the hell out of the markets, right? Meanwhile, I got, people who, I got my Series 7, I'm this, that, and the third, or I'm some old wise person, whoever you're supposed to be, telling people to go buy stocks right now. The golden boys are rushing, leaving, shutting down. Like, I'm trying to get up out of here. He's out here crying, basically, telling people that this is not bad. And he was pleading to Trump to shut the whole country down. That's the only way we're going to be able to get this done, because if you don't, then it's going to all come crashing super crazy down. And he was telling people that he had his analysts to run models on the spread of this coronavirus. From his analysts, they are saying that 50% of people is going to get the coronavirus, right? And so some people may say, well, that's whatever, right? But I was out, a couple of days this week, and the streets was pretty much empty except for Thursday and Friday. When I tell you Thursday and Friday, it was like nothing never left off. Everybody and their mom is out. Now, remember, you're supposed to be in the house. They want everybody in the house. And Trump hasn't announced it to be a federal thing, a national thing. He said he's going to put it in the hands of the states. But he constantly was talking about how, Cuomo and New York and California, how they're handling this, how they're putting everything on gridlock. Now, the more people are out, the more this stuff is going to spread. Simple as that. And it doesn't just spread. It's like a zombies apocalypse kind of. It constantly spreads and build up like exponentials on top of exponentials. And a lot of myths are being debunked right now about people saying it's only old people. No, it's not only old people. I just had a call from one of my associates. One of her best friends, contracted coronavirus when she went to New York recently, and she just died, right? And she's in her 30s. But she contracted the coronavirus and she freaking died here recently. And so we're going to see this thing continue to spread. We're still in the beginning. We haven't reached a peak or anything, right? And I know people are, constantly talking about, bailout checks and things like that. That hasn't even begun yet. We already know they're going to try to bail things out, but that's what's going to create the hyperinflation. Right now, we're going through a deflation. So the deflation is like when you guys are looking at the oil prices, right? Think about the last time you guys saw oil this cheap. Was it like the freaking 90s, the late 90s, right? This is oil. And I told y'all the coronavirus was like the first part of it. Then the oil is what caused the markets to come crashing down, right? My screens are flashing really hard right now. It's a lot of activity going on in the markets. And so they probably do another limit down if we continue to crash down here. But people are rushing, trying to get the hell out of stocks. But you see oil prices down here. This is the low at $20.52. Okay. Just for you people that don't really understand, we take you way back here a couple of years. You see how low this is? It's breached all these levels. And now it's down here at my bigger scale. I did this swing from that swing and I got these lows. And yeah, so that's where we at right now. But you see oil is coming down. So your gas prices are crazy down, right? Your gas price. How much is everybody type in the gas? How much is the gas where you guys live at? I want to see. Just type in how much is the regular gas where you guys are living at. Here, I think it's about $1.89 where I'm at. I'll type that in. I believe it's $1.89 where I'm at. Keith, you're in Hawaii, and Hawaii is at $3.16. Jeez Louise, they taxing out there. All right. Also, Umar, I was off of Wilkinson. This is big gas station. This has been years since I've been in Wilkinson. I just went down there to get the gold. But there's a gas station there that has they had gas for $1.59. It was so packed I couldn't even get over there on my way from getting my silver. Yeah, you said Hawaii is greedy. Obviously, geez, $3.16. Yeah, you see how everybody else is paying super low prices, right? $1.51, $1.67, $1.99, $1.82. Dustin says 74 cents. Oh, you in Canada? So Canada, 74 cents. That's crazy. When the last time you guys seen gas prices this low? Xavier, you said 289. You in California? So, geez, you guys, your gas is cheaper than Hawaii. It's interesting. We haven't seen gas prices this low since the 90s, right? I mean, some of you guys weren't even driving at that time, right? Even myself, I wasn't even driving at that time, right? But I remember seeing gas prices that low in the 90s. Here we are again, finally at this level, right? This is not good for people that's in the gas markets, right? Because gas is that cheap, then their profit margin's shrinking, right? And these gas companies are so heavy in debt, they have astronomical debts. They're going to have to get bailed out because of the, and again, this started with Russia. The coronavirus was already there. As soon as Russia did what they did, you got the crazy sell off, right? And that's putting American companies, all these gas companies under pressure. They're going to have to go out of business, right? You see lots of, consolidations, and, they're going to have to go out of business. They can't make enough money by giving us, $1.74 74 cents gas. Like they ain't making no money. They got too much debt. They're not going to be able to make enough money to service it. So you're going to see all of that start to implode. And this is just the beginning. So yeah, this is chaos, what we're looking at. And I know I'm calm about it, but keep in mind that this is what's real. This is reality, right? So the oil market's not looking good. Super terrible right now. All right. Who is this person here? Excuse me. All right. So I don't know who that person is, but they're definitely on timeout because they're just talking a bunch of nonsense in the chat. This is why we got our own website, right? So we try to keep all the garbage off of here. But, YouTube and Facebook, that's, we try to reach the general public so you guys can get this information. All right. So with gas prices being this low, this is not good. It's good for us consumers, but it's not good for that industry. You're going to see that to implode as well. All right. What else? Yeah. So, back to the guns and ammo thing. There's no guns, no ammo. If you don't have guns and ammo, you're pretty much screwed about right now. Now, you may be able to find some shotguns. Better get what you can get, right? You may get some shotguns or something like that out there, but there's a shortage on guns and ammo. Everybody went and bought everything up. And you're just waking up not even knowing what's going on because people are preparing for the worst, right? And why? It's because the supply chains have shocked, right? And yeah, they have supplies, but they can't get it on the shelves fast enough for people to consume it, right? And you have to you have to do store runs, right? You got to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning as soon as they open, or you're going to be SOL, right? I was in the store one day and this woman, she was talking to this other lady and she was saying that she just coming out the house for the first time. She had no idea what was going on. And she's like, oh my God, they don't have no tissue, they have nothing. I mean, this is sad, right? Because you have people that don't listen to the news and all that stuff, and they just finally coming out the house and they had no idea we're in complete chaos right now. People are hoarding, buying up all the stuff. And most people don't leave the house until you have to. So I'm pretty sure she didn't come out to the store because she wanted to. She probably was on her last roll of tissue, and the last, pack of red meat or what have you. Because she's already on her last, stuff. And she come out and she can't find anything. Go to every store, you can't find it. All right. And I know people was trying to tell people to calm down, and you're dealing with people, so you have to deal with emotions, and nobody can predict the emotions, right? But this is like a freight train moving, and that freight train is moving, and it's moving so heavy you can't stop it, and it's not going to stop. All right. So we had monetary policy. They dropped interest rates to zero at the beginning of last week. That didn't work. So monetary policy didn't work. Now we have fiscal policy, which is government, Trump. They're trying to pass all these bailouts, right? They're trying to put all this money in to get people checks and all this other stuff, right? Now, the crazy thing is that people got money. And I talked about this, right? Are people broke yet? Right? People are not broke yet. People just got their income tax money. They got money, but they can't get the things that they need with the money. So giving them money, how does that help them when they still can't get the things that they need? So it's still not even a helpful thing. But they're going to be broke because the unemployment rates haven't started yet. Well, it has. It's been slowly spiking, but it's getting ready to pop really, 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 really high. Okay. I was seeing a report that was saying in Ohio, they had a 2,500% increase in unemployment. In fact, there's places where the unemployment lines, the phone lines are broken because too many people calling in, and they're, basically the phone lines are getting crushed. Anybody work from home? I got kids. So kids are at home now, and they're talking about canceling school for like the rest of the year, right? And I got all my teenagers. I got my baby, right? We got 3 Xboxes, 3 smart TVs. So, the Wi-Fi, right? Look here. I am streaming, right? And I got 300 megs. But everybody's home. The husband's home. The wife is home. The kids are home. Everybody's using up all the Wi-Fi. Anybody notice any lag in your Wi-Fi? I had a couple people that I know that was telling me how their Wi-Fi isn't even performing that well. And I was like, well, everybody in their mother's home. Everybody's draining down the bandwidth, right? All these things are happening right now. I mean, I don't want you guys to panic. There are opportunities that's coming into this. And I know we're close to time here. But I just want to cover, some of those things. I already covered with you guys what I was actually looking at, what I was actually, buying, because people wanted to know, what are you buying and what stock should I buy? I still don't have any recommendations for stocks to buy. I don't see anything right now that's worth to buy. Even though you may see some stuff that's looking like a good deal, they're going to get even better as this thing starts to continue. You're going to get even better deals. So be patient, right? Practice patience, right? It's one thing to make money. The second part of this thing is the preservation of capital. You got to understand how to preserve the money that you had to stop the bleeding. Now, if you have your stocks and your stocks are losing money, you could have played some options, right? Some covered calls so that you can be making money while this thing go down, right? That's another reason why you should learn how to trade options. There's so many ways, so many things you can do to make money or to protect, what you have. Again, we're looking at the fastest decline ever in history. What we're seeing is the fastest decline in history. I want to show you guys something real quick, and then I'm going to go over some plays. Oh, my man Jeremy said you got the 1 gig. I don't even think they offer 1 gig here, actually. When I got here, I got the highest speed. But if they got 1 gig, I definitely take that. Definitely going to need that in this environment, and it's definitely going to be worth to pay for. So definitely, thanks for bringing it up to my attention, Jeremy. I might need to call them up and see if we got 1 gig. Let's see. So here go the charts, right? I'm going to take you guys to a max chart real quick. You got all the recessions, crashes, and all that. Okay. So I got some levels here. We got the 2008. You guys can see 2008, the market at 50% decline. Excuse me, that's the 2000. That's the dot-com bubble. And then the Great Recession, 58% decline. Now, keep in mind, this stuff took years for it to come down, right? Years for it to make those moves down, right? There's at least 2 years of recession, right? So that's why I'm telling people they're in a hurry to go ahead and, what should I buy? What should I buy? Bro, this is 3 weeks, right? And we're straight falling. This is the fastest decline ever in history, okay? Yeah, this is, and we're at 33%. You think this is over? Even if the markets rally tomorrow, don't believe it. It's fake. You heard it here first. Maybe they don't rally tomorrow. We see they're bleeding crazy right now. They're limiting down right now, right? Well, what if they rally on Tuesday? Does that mean you should buy stocks? No. I'm showing you why. 2 years to go through reset. These were not depressions. These were recessions, okay? What we're getting ready to see is a depression, all right? This is 3 weeks, 33%. Let me go back in time. Let's go way back in time. Oh yeah, I still got levels back here, right? Still got levels back here. In fact, let me go to the SPX. All right, so the ES don't give me enough time to go back, but the SPX does. Here we go. And what is this? This is the 87. right? This is 87, right? And that was 30%. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom in on this a little bit because as I go further and further back in time, it's gonna get really, really small. So let's just go back. I'm gonna take you guys down memory lane. All right, here you go, 87, right? That's the crash from that. Now let's go back to the Great Depression. Here we go. Look at that. All right. And you're still looking at, at least 2-3 years. So this is not going to be something that's going to be over in a week, 2 weeks, or a month, or whatever. And a lot of economists are calling for this recession to be worse than this because of all the cycles. The economists, they know about all the economic cycles, and we have cycles that's on top of cycles, that's on top of cycles, that's imploding at the same time. So it's going to be a bigger fall. And yeah, and you see this Great Depression took years. I mean, that was an 86% decline, right? 86%. That's huge. Okay. So that's why I'm telling people, like, and just think about this, man. Look at that. $4. Can you imagine if you could have bought the S&P 500 for $4? Like, yo, like that's crazy. You could have bought the S&P 500 for $4.41. That is crazy just to think that you can do that, right? $4. Can you imagine buying the S&P 500 for $4? Listen, no wonder Warren Buffett is so wealthy, right? Because he's been in the game way longer than all of you. All of us, right? You can't trade like that guy. He could take all the ups and downs because he's been in before everybody. Right? You got to do what's going to work for you in this current time. This is a different time. And we're all learning together on how we're going to be able to get out of it. So best case scenario, as I told you guys, Trump and them, they're able to get this thing under control, right? And again, we got the presidential election as well. And Trump is actually falling in the polls, right? So he's actually losing in the polls right now. This is not good. So he's basically going to have to buy himself an election. So that's why you get all these bailouts. Everybody going to get what they want. They're going to get all this money, but it's not going to fix the issue. It's really not going to fix the issue. So anyway, I just want you guys to see this because it's important to know where you are in the cycles when you're trading so you know how to maneuver your money. This thing could definitely come down much, much further and is more than likely to do so. So just be on the lookout for that. But so, yeah, I mean, Trump, he's got to cut the checks, man. They're going to bail out these companies. They already talk about all the companies they're going to bail out. These companies will not be the same again, right? Once they bail these companies out, they will never be the same. The government, they're talking about taking stake in these countries. And if you can, anybody know anything about corporate America, they do not want the government to take over. Government takes over, they mess up everything. Even schools. Look at the schools that the government take over. Terrible, right? They create the problems. They're just not efficient as the free market. They don't belong there. But if they jump into the business, these companies get the bailout. Because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, American Airlines, they're going to be right back on top. Hilton's going to be back on top." Okay, that could be true. But who knows if they're even going to be in existence? We don't know which companies are going to survive this. A lot of companies are not going to survive this. And the ones that are left, and the ones that's getting the bailouts, they're going to have government. They can't pay out dividends. And we told y'all weeks ago that they can cut out dividends. People were talking about weeks ago buying stocks during this downturn for the dividend payouts. Boop, got rid of that. No dividend payouts right now. Most of the companies are cutting that. No more stock buybacks. You can just cancel Christmas on that. These companies will never be the same. And they're going to stay in a spiraling, dependable situation where they're going to have to constantly be bailed out, right? Even right now, they're forcing these companies to pay people time off and all this other stuff. Nothing is free, people. That's why they pay these people so much money doing the accounting, doing the financial analysts to make sure their companies are running good. And these guys, they had the money, but they bought more stocks and they kept enriching the rich. And that's how the rich kept getting richer. That's why I was telling people, you need to be involved in stocks so that you can get a piece of this pie. Anybody who was not in the stock market, you didn't participate in this. Now the good days are over, but they are so far from the recession or the depression that they can weather the storm for 2 years or what have you. They're good, right? They're not at the grocery stores panicking and stuff, right? So anyhow, this is just a crazy situation. Enough with my rants on that because I think we got enough about that. You guys hear about that all day on the news here. Let's actually take a look at some plays that I actually was able to identify here. Bonds look like it's still ready to blow some more. All right. So with bonds, it's interesting. We had the sell off here in bonds, but this is a bounce play that's setting up here. With the bounce play, what we look at is that we see that the stock itself falls, it meets the support level, and then it starts to bounce off of that level. And once it comes over that level, then it shoots up. So you normally get a situation like this. Okay. Now, what we're looking at here is that we have a trigger that says buy now, right? So that was here. We caught that right there. And then our momentum has shifted up. The stochastics, the sell-off is shifting upwards. And so the immediate target will be the 164, 165-ish level. So this is more realistic here, that we definitely hit that. Because we don't have a squeeze, so I don't know if we have a catalyst that's going to push us higher. But this is a good target. So I do like bonds to the upside, right? That's the longer term target. But you can't be greedy in this market. So going into the markets this week, you can't be greedy. Remember, what made people rich a year ago will not work today. This right here is a very, very volatile market. Take what you can. That means you can get 20, 30%. You might just need to be happy with that and get up out of Dodge, right? Because it's going to be very volatile. The ride down is a whole lot worse than the ride up, right? I mean, it's going to be sharp turns and ups and downs. And you guys seen that. Some of you probably got your damn hand bitten these past couple of weeks trying to get in trades, and it didn't work out. But you're paying for wisdom, right? So those short targets, you just have to be happy with those, because say that it hit this here and you didn't take out because you want to be greedy and see if you can hit that target up there. And then it starts to go up and then it crashes down. Now you have a big issue. Those are the kind of moves that we can see now. This is turning into a day trader's market. So it's kind of hard to really call out the really good plays every week like how we normally do, because the volatility levels, we just don't really know. We're in uncharted territories, and not just myself, but all the experts. Nobody has any idea. So, but this is a formation. We trade setups. This is a setup that we see. And this setup, we know that the pattern has an outcome the way that this should play out. I just showed you that. So I do like that going into this week for the long side bonds. Also, Zoom video is another trade setup in Zoom. Okay. So this setup right here in Zoom, this actually looks pretty good. We do have a squeeze on it. We got some upside targets. Really, really beautiful squeeze right there. Clear as day, right? Got some uplift here. The momentum is coming up and everything. We did get a buy trigger back here. We're close to the first target, which is right here. It's about $2 more there. But the bigger target is the 147, close to 150, but 147 on the Fibonacci levels. With the squeeze being in here, this should definitely hit this target with no problem, probably even blow through it. So Zoom is cool because when Trump came out with the whole, situation about how they were trying to have the private sector to fix this thing, Zoom was one of the companies that said they're providing their technology. You guys see, we use our technology here. Zoom is very similar. This allows teachers to be able to teach kids from home now. So everybody and mothers using this right now. And this is a good move for this company, Zoom. So we have a story, and then we have the technicals that looks good. This is some capital that I'm looking to put at risk in this setup right here because of the alignment of the story and the technicals. All right. And that's it for me. Do you guys have anything that y'all want to take a look at before we bring the session to a close? We're already at our hour limit. Okay, you try to get your trading book. Okay. This WAF for Congress. Oh yeah, to get the free trading book. I'll send that over to you. Have you already subscribed to the website? Well, make sure you get your hands on that, my man. The trading book is free. I have so many things that's over here. I'm trying to see if I can find. Maybe it's not in this room. Don't have it here nearby. Yeah. I was going to show you, but I don't even have it here. It's probably in my other room. But I get that over to you, my man. Okay. So yeah, if you're on the website, send me a message. Just send me a direct message, and then I get that directly to you. So if you guys know on the website, you can communicate with me directly. Dustin, did you have anything that you want to look at? Did I answer your question, Dustin? I know you had some questions about, stocks, some fundamental analysis and things like that. Yeah. Okay. All good. Yeah. Just, right now is a time to practice a little patience. We do have some setups that we can trade and make some money, coming into this week as far as buying and holding. I told you guys what I'm looking at. The dollar again. So this is another thing, man. The dollar is bullish right now, and this is going to be interesting. So this is something that I'm looking at. I want to see if Trump and them are going to, how he's always talking about currency manipulation. Will they give him the power to devalue the dollar because it's so strong? I think the Aussie dollar actually crashed this week. A lot of currencies are crashing, but the dollar's up super strong. And so you can play this ETF UUP for some long exposure there. But this is not good for, stocks being in this high. Now it is at a top. And so we'll see if it grinds up here at this top, starts to consolidate, which again, this is, as long as it's not continuing to go up, if it continues to go up, this is bad for everything basically, because you have countries that's borrowing in dollars. And if you borrow in dollars and the dollars continue to go stronger, that means that your debt is more expensive than what you signed up for. So it's going to cost them too much money. And so that's why everybody's strapped, trying to sell out and get cash. That's why you see the sell off in silver and gold, because we were in the bubble of all bubbles. For those that don't know, the wealth effect was there, man. And they would just pump it up, pump it up. So they were doing, pumping it up. So now, the poop is hitting the fans and everybody's panicking, trying to get up out of here. But, just be patient for this week. Yeah, I gave you some setups. So those are the things that I'm looking at. We have to see how it plays out. We're learning together. I'm still right now, I'm pretty strong on silver. And if it goes down even further, like I told you guys, I'm good with that. That's going to be a steal all day. The demand is there. See, there's not a line of people lined up to buy stocks. There's not a line of people looking to buy Boeing, even if the price is cheap. There's not a line of people that's there. There's not a shortage of that. You can buy that any day because everybody need mother. They're trying to get out of it. But with silver, the shortage is there. So everybody, you already know the buyers are in here, right? But this is a good floor here. We're positive right now, so that's still good. We'll see if this floor holds up, and see if we can ride this bad boy up. Hopefully we can come up, to the 100 moving average. That'll be the first test. Second test will be the 200 moving average. That's if we can continue to go up. Again, we could come down if people, running for, cash, continue trying to liquidate, but that's not reflecting the real value. So make sure you pay attention to that silver and get on the website, connect with people. And I'm going to drop some links in here tonight, and we'll be uploading some new courses this week. All right. So with that being said, we're going to bring the session to a close. I appreciate you guys checking us out, man. We'll catch up next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Peace.